we're going to be looking at the Ivory Coast Cameroon game. Oh, what a game it was. 1-1 it ended for Cameroon and Ivory Coast. I don't know what your early thoughts are, Mustafa.
No, my only thought is that Ivory Coast has a great midfield. They hold the ball. They're good defensively and everything, but too many wasted. They don't have great finish. I mean, this guy saved him. What's his name? Ahmad, or what's his name?
Ahmad, yes.
Ahmad scored, but even Ahmad is not a pure striker, but he gave them a moment of brilliance.
He's a winger.
And actually, that game devolved for them because they were a little bit undisciplined. They were getting beaten on the break now. I don't know if it's because Cameroon also is like a fighting team. Like, these Cameroon is a West African team. Also Cameroon is actually West African / Central African. So those guys are tough. So it's like maybe they use willpower, but it was funny that Ivory Coast, not only were they messing up chances, they started giving up a lot of fast breaks and stuff. What do you think was the cause of that? Why do you think they broke down? Yeah,
I think Cameroon changed their tactics for this game because I watched their first game. Their first game, they were playing long balls. They played a low block, but they saw how Ivory Coast played in their first game, that Ivory Coast were just passing, sterile, short passes. So they pressed Ivory Coast in this game. They were physical. They didn't give them space, and they were very quick. So Ivory Coast, it was like a surprise for them because Cameroon was very physical. They didn't give Ivory Coast an iota of space to operate. And the few chances that Ivory Coast had, they were profligate. I mean...
what was the first game that Ivory Coast played where they won 1-0, where they lulled the other team to sleep? Who was it again?
I can't quite remember now. I think it was...
This game that Ivory Coast played, they were just passing the ball around. Waiting,
I think Cameroon saw that game and adapted their tactics to see that Ivory Coast wasn't going to play them that way. And it gave Ivory Coast a lot of problems. But I dare say this is their captain, Frank Kessie, who has played for Barcelona and a lot of top teams in Europe. The guy was wasteful. He had a lot of chances in front of goal. I mean, he took a winger to cut off his left leg and take a shot from outside the box.
What a beautiful look. Ivory Coast doesn't have a number 9.
They don't have a pure number 9.
And this is how I break it down. Nigeria, Senegal. Who else? Nigeria and Senegal.
I think it's just Nigeria and Senegal.
Are the only teams.
Jackson and Osimhen.
Now, Egypt doesn't have a number 9, but what Egypt has is Mamouche. But not only that, Mamouche and Salah can invert and score
score goals. Yeah, sure.
From the middle. So to me, the top 3 teams right now: Egypt, Nigeria, in no order: Egypt, Nigeria, Senegal. Because even though Egypt doesn't have a number 9, their players invert. Salah can go into the center. And then, funny enough, I'm going to put South Africa behind them because they have Lyle Foster. But they don't have a creative midfield. And also their midfield is pedestrian. Nobody's fast in the midfield. They don't cover space. If not for their midfield problem, and if they had one more creative player or another person who was an attacking-minded player who could go center, because they have wings, they could also win. And that's what I'm saying. All these teams like Morocco doesn't have great finishing. Congo doesn't have great finishing. Algeria is okay also, but the only team, like I said, is just all I've seen so far is Nigeria, Egypt, and Senegal. And I put Nigeria and Senegal on a higher level than Egypt because Egypt takes way too many shots and they don't convert them. With Nigeria and Senegal, if you give them a clear chance in the box, they don't mess it up.
No, they don't mess it up. And that was the difference yesterday for Nigeria because, I mean, you could see the number of crosses they put into the box for Osimhen because he had the ability to put them away. And I think it was the 4th one that he headed in. And you could see that with Nicholas Jackson as well as Neil Foster. So I think these teams, as we have mentioned, on the basis of ruthlessness and clinical striker, I think they're ahead of the rest.
Yeah. And you mentioned it also. I think the key is to beating Ivory Coast is just to press them. That's it. Mr. Johnny is here, sipping his tea. But any last thoughts in general, Mr. Johnny?
I can only just talk of how the good old days, how African football used to be very, very interesting.
Drogba. Can you imagine Drogba?
No.
Toure, Yaya Toure. All those guys. My namesake, Mustafa from Egypt.
I'm even talking way back, even further than that, even as far back as the 90s too, as well. When Cameroon was like Cameroon.
Jamila, Omar Biik.
Man.
What about Fofana?
Yes, Fofana,
I
will still have Fofana in Ivory Coast these days.
But that was beautiful. Abede Pele.
Yeah.
Oh, don't forget George Weah.
And George Weah as well.
World Footballer of the Year. My God, man.
Imagine, you know.
And of course, our favorite, Sam McQuarrie.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So guys, we're done for today, man. Fuck this shit, man. I'm tired. In fact, I'm actually tired. We're not going to be doing a lot of games until the next round. Get my point up, yeah, I guess tomorrow we have to do the post South Africa match.
Oh, sure.
So that the South Africans can be happy again. All right, Johnny. Thank you very much. Afolabi, thank you, guys. Thanks again.
Yo.
Afolabi, I'll send you that thing. I forgot to send it to you yesterday. You don't remember?
Okay, no problem.
Okay, thanks. Okay.